welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing the Gigi Hadid palette. This is the Jetsetter palette. Now, I got mine from Ulta, and it was $29.99. It is a collaboration with Gigi, and it is with Maybelline. So, $30 for a drugstore palette is pretty pricey. I ordered mine when I got the email that was like, it's being released. I ran to Ulta online to get mine, and I've just got it since then. Of course, I have been watching reviews. Some YouTubers, influencers obviously get stuff before the public does. So I did have a mindset of what I was watching in reviews. I know Tati wasn't happy with the collection, a lot of it, just because it was the same formula, but it had her name on it. I'm okay with that. I really am okay with paying a little bit more if it's someone that I like and if it's a limited edition. I love Gigi. I think she's amazing. So I didn't mind the price, even though $30 for a drugstore palette is extremely high. I was okay because it was limited edition and it was Gigi's palette. So let's just look over it and see how it goes. Now, I have already played in it. I have already wore the products just so I can give you guys a good review. So the packaging wise is amazing. I mean, just look at this packaging. Very sleek, very beautiful. You open it up and it's basically just that sleeve. And the details, I think, are what makes me really love the palette. I mean, you've got the hollow there. You've got the little airplane for the Jetsetter. You're going to turn it around and you do have all this really good information, which, like I said, I mean, I got confused about a few items, so it was really nice to see this. All right, and then when you open it up, it comes with a really good mirror. I was very impressed with that mirror. I ended up using it instead of my mirror, so that a really good size mirror. Very good size mirror. How many times I gotta say that? You do get, I think it's one of their really, it's like one of their really good top selling colossal Volume Express mascara, the yellow tube. I have never tried this specific mascara, so I was excited about that one. It does come with a eyeshadow brush and a face brush. I think we kind of know how anybody that really loves makeup kind of feels about these little brushes. They're just very cheap. I mean, a normal bronzer brush for me is something like that, where I can really get into my bronzing. I don't know. I didn't love the brush, but that's not saying much because I don't really love any brushes that come in drugstore palettes. I feel like they really could work harder on these little brushes. And then you get a double-ended eyeshadow brush, and once again, it's just not, there's no way, I don't feel like it would be easy for you to really blend with this little brush. Granted, if you are buying the palette and you like these little brushes, then just go crazy. All right, let's talk about what you get inside. I'm going to use my cheat sheet too because, like I said, I'm still confused. Okay, so the first over here, number one, this is a concealer. It's a light concealer. There's that. And there's that color. The second one is a medium concealer. So there that is. There's that color. My only thing with this, I feel like, first of all, if you've got dark skin tones, you can't use either one of those. I did go with the light concealer, but it wasn't. And Maybelline does great with concealer, so I thought that was going to be something that I did like, but it wasn't. It didn't blend very well. I felt like it exaggerated every fine line and wrinkle I had. I just didn't think it was an amazing concealer. And then you've got the two concealer, or you've got the light and the medium, so I feel like it's one of them things that only a specific number of people can use, one or two. This shade is too dark for concealer, but I thought, okay, I can use it for bronzing, like cream bronzing, but or cream contouring. It was too light to contour with. So this little guy, I will never get to use. I mean, I can be creative, maybe lips or something, but I just feel like that's what's going to happen. And if you've got dark skin tones, neither one of these are going to work for you. So, and then you've got the two lip products. They're both a lip balm, I do believe. Let's see, a lip balm in nude and a lip balm in pink. The lip balm in nude is just see-through. There's just no color there. I mean, I would have called that like a soft pink. I don't think that's a nude. And then number 2, that is a lip balm in pink. It is pink, but it's just not, I mean, there was not really any kind of payoff on the color. And I'll be honest with you, this feels very like child makeup, if that makes sense. It just reminded me of my little makeup kits as a little girl, and you get the little lip products. I did not love that. Okay, the next thing, you know, this is where your brush, and I did think about like traveling. Like, okay, let's see if we could do it that way. You would have your 2 brushes, a mascara. You could use this as liner, brush, bronzer. So I feel like there was thought put into this, but let's just move on. Let's just move on. Okay, so you've got this color right here. This is the eyeshadow highlighter, which is very bright. Like, that's highlight right there. And that would be, I guess, used in your brow bone, but it's so light that it's almost, I even tried it as like a shadow, like on the eyelid color, like an ice lid color. It didn't work for that either. The next thing you have is eyeshadow base. So you've got that color for your eyeshadow base. So that's going to be what you're going to put all over your eye. And this was a nice, almost like a transition color or base color. It really was. I love cool tones, so I did like that one. The next one, it says, is the eyeshadow crease color, which my only issue is, Lord, you go from, and these two together, I mean, look, that it is a pigmented color. It was a nice crease color. Like, I feel like it did do its thing, but I don't know, it ended up just being very muddy when I mixed those two together. Plus, look, you're going from this as an all over to that as a crease. It's almost like there was no nice transition color. It was from all over to boom, so dark. I did do a lot of blending. These are not very blendable. I mean, they're blendable, but it's not the most blendable eyeshadows I've ever used. Of course, I know that, but then again, it's like you're defending it. You're like, well, it is drugstore. But then you're like, but it's $30. You're just going to have to make that decision up for yourself. And then the last one is, it is an eyeshadow liner. So what I was able to do was, I really did try to blow this color out and give it a good whoosh, and then use this as in the V to darken up the outer corner of my eye, and I tried it on the other eye as just the liner, and it worked fine. It's a very pigmented, you know, it's a very pigmented dark color, so it does work. It does work. Okay, then up here, sorry, let me get my hands clean. 11 is your blush. 12, I'm calling them the numbers. Y'all don't have numbers here. So this is the blush, bronzer, and highlight. And then you've got your mascara. Let's see if it just stays in there. Yeah, I guess it does. Okay, so let's look at the blush. This blush, first of all, it was very like powdery. I don't know if I'll be able to show this. Do y'all see how it's just kind of going everywhere? Very, very powdery. Pigmented, and I like pigmented, but if you've watched my channel before, I always go in hard with blush. So I ended up with like, yeah, it's everywhere over here now. Let me just give you guys an example. I'm going to take my blush brush. Another thing is because it's so very small. I get it, you know, with blush is going to be the smallest, bronzer would be the next, and that's a lot of highlight. It was very difficult for me to kind of get my brush just right there. And look, so I'm going to tap that off. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do that again. Do y'all see? I don't know if you're able to see this. Like, I know y'all saw it that time. It is just very powdery. Now, I've already knocked it off, and then, do you guys see? It just goes on so pigmented, which once again, I'm not complaining that it's pigmented, but with blush, because I go in heavy, I like a blush I can build up. So what I had to do, I took my little a brush cleaner, and I just kind of got as much of that blush off as possible, and then went back in and just really tried to blend that out. But I mean, it's still very pigmented. Okay, now let's go in with the bronzer. Sorry, I should have had all this ready for y'all. I know. I'm liking. I'm fired. Say it. Say you're fired. I don't even see. Oh, it was right here the whole time. Here's my brush, my bronzer brush. They're both Real Techniques. I think they're setting brushes, contour brushes. So I'm going to go in. And the first time I dipped in, I actually, you can almost see it now. First of all, because it is so powdery. I don't know if I can do this without. See how powdery it is? You really do end up getting it everywhere. Can you guys see how it's just everywhere? You're mixing it all in. Obviously, I'm doing it straight up and down, but when you're doing it even laying flat, you're just, I mean, see how powdery. Do y'all see? It's just so powdery. And now my highlight has got bronzer all in it. But either way, let me knock off some of that and show you again. So the bronzer color I did like. I thought it was a good color for bronzer. And guys, just, I don't know what goes on here. I never can, I know y'all like, we don't care about your issues. We just want to see the makeup. I got a part right there that won't mix well. Y'all see that? It always does it, no matter what I use. I don't know what's going on with my skin. But it's just, I mean, look right here where this has been sitting under here. Do y'all see? Can y'all see all the makeup on it? It's just everywhere. Okay, so either way, let me go back in and clean some of that up. I do like the bronzer color. I feel like it's a nice, it doesn't make it look muddy. It is a nice bronzer. My normal bronzer is the Hoola bronzer, and it is kind of similar in color, so I did like the bronzer. I was okay with that. The highlight, it is the most pinkest highlight I have ever seen, and y'all know I like a good pink highlight, but this, and once again, watch, this is with my finger. Oh, I always pick my bird. Come on, Angie. Sorry, I'm getting stuff everywhere. So here's the highlight. Now it did end up doing almost like a shift, and I liked that. So I used this too. I ended up using it for my eyeshadow, I mean the eyelid, because it has such a pretty shift to it. It is a very pretty highlighter. Now as far as using it to highlight though, once again, I'm going to take my highlighting brush and just look at how powdery it is. Just so powdery. This, and what I'm saying, the reason I'm telling you guys this, y'all see how it's all down here? This is going to be a hot mess probably after the second or third. It was a hot mess. I even had to clean it before the video. It was a hot mess after the first use. But let's go look at the highlight. So we're going to go down the bridge of our nose. Do you see? I mean, it's a pretty highlight. You guys know I love a in-your-face highlight. My only thing is because of that pink hue, it is very pink. It's just so pink on the face. I never thought I would complain about a blush being too pigmented and a highlight being too pink, but it is. And like I said, it's just so powdery. I don't understand the thought process there. Anyway, okay guys, so I did go back and order a couple of the City Mini eyeshadow palettes. Those did look really good, but I would say if you get the email telling you about how wonderful this thing is, maybe pass on the palette. I just think there are better eyeshadows out there. I get that for $30 you're getting, I feel like that was another issue with me. I only got 4 eyeshadows. I did get the blush, the bronzer, and the highlight. This is when I need to learn how to edit stuff. What is it called? I did get I've already done the whole video. I'm not cutting it now. What is a highlighter? I did get the concealer. Yes, I did get a concealer, a medium. One of these will never get used. I will not use these. I did like the shadows. I thought that I still need one more shadow to complete that. And then I did like the lid color as the highlight. The bronzer I like, but the blush is really just so hard to use. So for $30, I think there are better palettes like this on the market. I like the theory of this. I think it's clever. I get where she was going. I get what was happening, but I just think you can find better out there. So for me, this is a big fat pass. But yeah, guys, y'all know I love happy happy things on my channel, but I also want to make sure I'm giving good, honest reviews. I hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. If you have not already subscribed to our channel, hit that button, become part of our family. Bye, y'all.